for their franchise QB. Plus, with the way things are going in Oakland, how long should John Gruden support Antonio Brown? And you won't believe which QB Stephen A. Smith thinks will have a better season than that bad man Aaron Rodgers. Second hour, First Take, now.
If you haven't played fantasy football, you're missing out on life. It's so easy. All you need to do is go to ESPN.com/fantasyfootball and sign up as the ESPN Fantasy Football Marathon continues. There's already over 1.1 million that have signed up. What are you waiting for? Get the party started right now.
I'm one of the greatest doing it, greatest doing it. History will admit.
Handoff, Elliott trying to come outside right. He ran over a guy. Put that left arm out and said, no, not today.
One of the greatest doing it. History will admit.
Hey, welcome back to First Take, coming to you live from above the river deck at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. Ezekiel Elliott still has 2 years left on his contract, but the NFL's leading rusher is looking to get paid now. He's still a no-show at Cowboys camp, but lips are tight on Big D's star back. Just ask Alfred Morris.
It's like, honestly, everything's hushed. So it's one of those things, like, that's not a problem. We have games to prepare for. We have, camp to do. We have our own, issues or worries or whatever you want to say. We have our daily tasks in a sense. So that's between, his representation and the ownership. That's not our problem. That's not, like, our focus. So we don't really talk about it at all, honestly.
All right, everybody, by now you know it's a fantasy football marathon, and Zeke ranks 4th among running backs. That's in PPR leagues behind Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, and Alvin Kamara. Meanwhile, Dak Prescott is also in the throes of contract negotiations. Well. Guess who decided to show up? Damian Woody, where the heck have you been? How's your summer going?
Oh, Molly, I'm good. I've been right here,
Yeah, we miss you. We don't see you in New York anymore.
Why you guys in the Hamptons, Stephen A. in Los Angeles.
Why you worried about where we are? Why you worried about where we are? What you worried about? Why you show respect?
You don't have that sling on this time. Was you faking last time I was talking? We were talking?
No, the doctor gave. I'm answering the question. The doctor gave me permission to have it off when I'm on the air. When I'm walking outside, I have to wear it. But when I'm on the air, because I like my suit, my suit game is tight, as you can see.
You looking all right today.
The fact of the matter is that
you looking all right today.
You just watch. I know you better watch your mouth
looking
and be respectful.
Today.
Let's
Damian,
go, Molly.
I don't know. The doctor gave Stephen A. permission to take off the brace or whatever, the sling, but Stephen A. did not give you permission to take off the jacket. And there you are with the jacket on to start this segment. That's a shame, brother. I thought you were going to stand up for yourself.
Better. You know better. You better keep that jacket on.
Molly,
you heard what I said.
Can we get started? Because
let's go.
Can we get started?
Sure, I'd love to get started.
Like you swole, like you gonna do something. You better watch your mouth.
Don't make me come out there and reach you real quick.
Stephen A.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Who should Dallas sign first, Dak or Zeke?
That's an easy call. It's Dak Prescott. First of all, he's more trustworthy. He's more reliable. He started every game. He's been available 3 years in the league, 48 games. He started all 48 games. He's never missed a game. The durability has not been questioned. Obviously, accountability hasn't been questioned. He's a leader of the franchise. He's going to 2 Pro Bowls, 2 playoff appearances as well. And then we got to take into account at some point in time, Damian, Max, y'all could help me out here. Listen, at some point in time, we got to talk about the significance of a running back. I understand that it's a running game is important. We know that. And we know that Garrett is from that Nick Saban school. I remember reading an article, I think it was in the Fourth Ward Star Telegram the other day, where they were talking about Garrett, and he was from that Saban school where, you build an offensive line, strong running game, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously that's the formula that Jason Garrett has started. Well, where has that gotten him? Never been to a Super Bowl, never been to an NFC Championship game as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Just 2 playoff victories on his resume in all of these years of coaching. They've had the leading rusher in the National Football League 3 of the last 5 years and can't get out of the divisional playoff round. The last team, the last star running back that led the league in rushing that won a Super Bowl was Terrell Davis. Throughout history, from the Adrian Petersons of the world, the LaShawn McCoys of the world, the Priest Holmes of the world, and others who had won rushing titles, there is no Super Bowl championship to show for it. The only time in history we've really looked at Super Bowl champions, being led by a leading rusher is when Emmitt Smith was running a football or Terrell Davis in 1998 was running a football for the Denver Broncos. That's about it. In today's NFL, you need your quarterback to be that dude. That's the most important thing.
Well,
you take care of him first.
Well, let's put it this way. We also know the quarterback's overpaid. And how do we know? Because it's widely known in the NFL, that rookie deal for your quarterback, that's when you have your opportunity to strike. And maybe Tom Brady's skewing this because he keeps reworking his deal and the Patriots keep winning Super Bowls. But the fact of the matter is, teams with the highest paid quarterbacks, it's hard for them to win because the quarterbacks are paid too much. I read something interesting earlier today. It's a rumor still about the running backs wanting to unionize. Understand, when the players collectively bargain with the league and get crushed the way they do because the NFL is running a de facto monopoly on football at the professional level in the United States, when the players negotiate that and there's a finite number of money, like a certain percentage, there's a cap, a hard cap. Players got to fight for that money. In fact, it becomes positional battles for that money, and the running backs are losing. All that is to say, in fact, they should pay Zeke first, and I will tell you why. They're going to have to overpay Dak. They will underpay Zeke and overpay Dak almost no matter what they give him because quarterbacks are overpaid, running backs are underpaid by position. Dak is not an elite quarterback. Zeke is an elite running back. How about this? Pay Zeke now. You're still going to wind up paying him less than you'll pay Amari Cooper, much less than you'll pay Dak Prescott, but you can pay him as he deserves according to his production on the field. He'll still be a top-paid or the top-paid running back without breaking the bank, really. But then on top of that, you can go to Dak later and say, play Monopoly Man and say, we've already guaranteed this money to Zeke. We've done X, Y, and Z. There's simply not enough left to overpay you if you want to be on a winning team. In fact, I think counterintuitively, you take care of Zeke, the better player, who's also going to be cheaper, and maybe help you keep the cost down on Dak, who's not yet worth that money. It all makes sense to me strategically.
Listen, Max, I think your premise is good, but I don't think that's going to work out because here's the risk that you run if you go ahead and pay Zeke first. Is the message that you send in the locker room. If you're a player in the Dallas Cowboys locker room and the Dallas Cowboys go out there and pay Zeke first, you go out there and play Zeke first, guy who's been suspended for 6 games, who's had off-the-field issues, who's now, still has 2 years left on his deal. They can franchise tag him another year after that. If you go ahead and pay Zeke first, then the other guys are going to look in the locker room and say, you know what? If he can pull it off, maybe I can pull it off too. Is that the precedent you want to send to the rest of your locker room? Do I think that Zeke deserves to get paid? Absolutely, because he's the real cog to that offense. Listen, Dak Prescott is not winning. He's not putting a team on your back. He's not winning games for you. Look what happened when they played the Los Angeles Rams. Look what happened when they played the New Orleans Saints. It wasn't Dak that was winning those games. It was Zeke. It was the defense and so on and so forth. But the risk you run by paying Zeke Elliott first is the precedent that you were setting that locker room for other players.
Which is what? If you ball, you get paid?
Out.
If you ball, you get paid. By the way, Todd Gurley's guaranteed money is what, $45 million all in, something like that? It's less than half of what you're going to have to guarantee a top quarterback. The point is, what message are you sending the locker room? If you're among the very, very best at your position, we will take care of you, even though we could use the rules to manipulate it and not take care of you.
Max, let me say something to both of y'all because it's important that I say this because it's important that y'all respond before we end this segment. When are we going to step back? I can't believe that y'all have me in this position of saying this. But when are we going to sit back and give Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones some credit? Is it possible that they know things we don't know? Let's take this, and I know it's a rhetorical question because I know y'all know the answer to that. Of course they do. The fact of the matter is this was one of the issues that they had with Dez. And I love Dez. But there's a reason why they ultimately lost faith in him. And it wasn't just that he lost the step. Now you got Ezekiel Elliott, you're getting yourself in trouble and what have you. Listen, I said it before and I'll say it again. Part of you getting paid is your ability to perform. The other part of it is the trustworthiness that we have towards you to show up and perform. Can we rely on you to be there consistently, to do the things that you need to do in order to facilitate our success? That does play a role in a long-term deal. It ain't like Ezekiel Elliott is asking for a one-year deal at a time.
Well, here's to piggyback that right there, Stephen A., here's the deal. The stuff that gets reported out there, that's only a little sliver of what's really going on. Like
oh, man.
Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones know where all the bodies are when it comes to Zeke Elliott.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to factor that into any type of negotiation in this particular situation. If you think that Zeke Elliott is going to be the highest paid running back, you got to be kidding me. Everything goes against him right now, even though he's the call to the offense. 2 years left on his deal. Being suspended, off the field issues. If anything, if he's going to get paid right now, He's going to have to get. He's not going to get anything. He's not going to get Todd Gurley money. No way he's going to get Todd Gurley money.
Unless he's willing to miss games. If he's willing to miss game checks, I'll bet you they make a deal.
Yeah, but
how many players are really willing to miss game checks like that?
If they're willing to lose without him, too. Who say they're going to lose these first few games without him?
We got to leave it there. Stephen A. making a great point that might be part of the impact with Zeke's hold up on his contract. Damian, always a good time to see you. We will talk soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep the jacket on.
No, I might take it off next time.
Do you, big dude?
Much more to come. The NBA schedule's out, so which player will have the most anticipated return to his former team? What? Plus, how much longer should John Gruden continue to support Antonio Brown and all that comes with him? You don't want to miss Stephen A. and Max on this one. Trust me.